I marry your daughter.
I marry you. Nakakasala ka raw niyan.
Come here, daughter. I think she's a little too young. How old is your daughter?
21.
21. I take you back to America. Hey, hey. Oh, that's your son?
Yes.
You're not my wife.
Single mom.
Bye-bye, wife.
Her mom is pretty much selling her daughter. That's honestly pretty sad. Like, she's 21 and she already has a child? Poor her. Good luck.
Okay, would you describe yourself as a feminist?
Yes.
So how do you believe in gender equality?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so how do you reconcile believing in gender equality, but also holding men to their traditional gender roles of paying for the first date?
Well, I'm just saying that's my personal view. A woman being a feminist is just doing whatever you want to do, and not being bashed by society for that. And obviously, like standing up for like women's like rights and stuff like that. But I don't know, I just feel like this question's really dense.
If you believe in gender equality, don't you think you ought to split the bill on the first date?
No, because my main concern with gender equality is through, like, yes, in society, like, fixing that, and through, like, the system, but, yeah, I don't, oh my god.
This girl sounded like she has 2 brain cells and they were all fighting and competing for 3rd place. Maybe that's the reason why Just Pearly Things said this.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion. 90% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. Average body count is over 5, so that your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days.
Meanwhile,
I think I'm addicted to if I go a day without having sex, it's all I can think about. You guys wish that you could just come out and tell people, my daughter's a lawyer, my daughter's a doctor, my daughter is anything but my daughter's a star.
The only thing that bothers me with what you do is you can possibly pick up a disease and they may not have a cure for it.
Honestly, some of my experiences are really humiliating for me, and I wish that they never happened. And is it worth someone making a little bit of money and someone to it?
Yeah, humiliate yourself for years while earning millions. Then when you get rich, quit, then you expect the world to feel bad. Totally makes perfect sense. Guys, stop feeling bad for her. She's literally back in the industry doing OF, being a professional Kareem gobbler. Save your sympathy for someone else who needs it. The only person you should feel bad for is her son, because the sad part is her son won't survive middle school or freaking high school.
I would argue a lot of your proposals, like taking the vote away from women, are deeply regressive. Why would you want to remove, just from yourself, the right to vote?
Well, what happened was I had the same view, right? Back when I started, I was like, why? I found out that only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. And I couldn't figure out, like, why would women not? No, it's true. It's true. You look it up.
At the time.
At the time.
Because they've been conditioned by men to think that they shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say. But, you know, I started reading their writings, right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. You know, before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married. And, you know, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
Well, what's that going to do with them having the vote?
Well, it also goes back to responsibility. Again, men are 80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make society run. So I just think if we want an equal say in society, then be equal. Do 50% of the hard jobs. Be 50% of the military. In the U.S., they're fined $250,000 if they don't join selective service, which is essentially the draft.
Okay, but specifically on the vote, what would having the right to vote have to do with family cohesion, for example?
Well, because again, before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have 2 votes.
Ava, your mouth seems to have dropped about
Do you know when it's sort of
I
like,
I
no,
know.
it's just sort of a bit galaxy brain. I feel like, you know, the stats that you're putting down are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stats?
But they just kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the to the women's writings that you've allegedly read. I mean, at
Allegedly?
The time, well, at
What
the
do you
time
mean allegedly?
At the time that you're talking about, you know, women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school. A lot
Yes,
of them
they
couldn't
were.
write.
Yes, they
So
were. That's
actually,
incorrect. The first
okay,
female
what year are we
property, the first
talking
female property owner was in the 1600s. The idea that women couldn't work and couldn't.
I'm so sorry, but that would be inherited property.
The first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
No, it wasn't. It was self-made.
It
Yes,
was
it was.
self-made.
Yes, it
And
was.
she never inherited land.
Yes, she did not
and what
inherit
law permitted that?
What?
What law permitted that?
Well, there was no law. I mean, there's always been women that were influential in
let's
history.
let's get on to the vote. So what I don't understand is, you know, a part of your message, I've researched you today, and hang on a minute.
Okay.
You know, your big push is that you care about men and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say. But
Well, I care about
hang
women
on,
too.
I haven't
Care
made
about
the
women
point
too,
yet. Because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is when you start making calls out like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. How is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
I wouldn't call it misogynistic. I say be equal. So again,
I
men
think
do
that's what
all of
most
the.
feminists are
Well,
saying.
then okay, I'd love for the feminists. Please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're
don't you
open.
go and
They're
work there?
hiring because.
Feminists are constantly complaining about the gender wage gap, but then will say things like this.
Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I think a high-profile job with no pay.
I would prefer to have the high-profile job without pay.
I'm cleaning sewers for $100K, man. Ain't no shame in my game.
I'm cleaning sewers. There's no question about it.
I'm gonna clean the sewers for $100,000 a year.
I'd rather do first one.
You don't want to do the dangerous, dirty jobs.
I know.
So could that possibly be why so many women earn less money than men?
Yep.
So is that based on discrimination or based on choice?
And choices.
And to you feminists, do you know what that high-profile job with no pay is? It's called being a staying-at-home mom. See, the biggest difference is that men, our fellow brothers, we don't bitch and complain about unfairness. We adapt, we survive, and we overcome it because society does not give a two rats ass fucking in a ranch Dorito bag about men. And little did you ladies know, feminism is giving you ladies the short end of the stick.
I think feminism is the worst thing that ever happened to women. Our job used to be no job. We had it so good. And then all these women had to show off and be like, we could do it. We could do anything. Bitch, shut up. Don't tell them the secrets.
I don't equate for, I don't think men or women are equal until we do the equal work. So no, listen. Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go be a plumber, go be an electrician, go be on the front lines of the military, and then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do that, I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be, but I'm absolutely
That's
not.
a bit-
You
Wow.
said you were
Wow.
a volleyball.
Wow.
You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think
But
that
I don't
can
have more
do those
strength. I don't have
jobs.
more strength
But
than
I'm
the
not
average
going to take your
man.
right away to
I don't
do
have
it.
I don't have more strength than the average man. But again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be equal.
Remember, ladies, if you want equality, just know that your feminist logic is going to get you into some serious trouble one day.
My God.
Captain, the lifeboats are ready to go. Should we load the women and children first?
No, men and children first.
Excuse me, sir?
It's 2022, Private. A woman can handle a sinking ship just as well as a man can. And if you don't think so, you're a misogynistic asshole stuck in 2008.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, for the time being, I am requiring men and children only.
Are you kidding me?
It's 2022. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be treated equal to men? Well, this is how men are treated.
No, we don't. We just say that half the time. We don't actually believe in it.
Yeah, we do. Come on, we're just as capable as men are.
Shut up!
I identify as a man. 2022. Jack, do you think I could call
open the door.
It's 2022, Rose. I wouldn't want to imply that you can't handle the ice cold water the same way a man could.
I think I'm dying, Jack.
I love 2022.
Well done, boys. Top G would be proud.
Betray you. I mean, our dreams are job is to report on the truth.
You also, but you want divorce to be made illegal.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage
Why is that all
8
down to the
years.
women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
So why feminists ruin it?
You asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish that first? So I'm saying, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
But doesn't the sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married?
What do you mean?
Well, you've spoken quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage, then I just think that you're upholding standards that you don't actually live by.
And that's a fair complaint. I wish I was. But, we can't go back. I don't know what you want me to say.
No, but I just don't think it's fair that you get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think,
hang on.
When the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of a loser. That's why you see this hoochie with the personal attacks against Pearl.
And that's the thing, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Ava, I've got to say, it's a little bit listening to Andrew Tate, where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
So you're right to say it. What I don't understand is when it kind of seeps into this sort of, you call women fat, you say that they shouldn't have abortions, you say that they have STDs.
The question is, are they fat, yes or no? The average American woman is 170 pounds. That's objectively overweight.
I mean, let's be honest, we now celebrate morbid obesity as some kind of body positive thing, and it is complete nonsense. So actually on that point again, there's a bit of truth in that.
And this is the problem.
How have we come to celebrate morbid obesity as body positive? It's nonsense.
We're not talking about morbid obese. I was actually watching your podcast earlier, and you spoke to someone who was, I would say, probably a size 12, and you called her fat, obese, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee.
wasn't.
I mean, I don't know what to say. This is the thing, women, we don't want to live in reality.
You seriously fucked up and lost the debate when out of all people, Piers Morgan is the voice for reason.
Ava, I've got to say, it's a little bit listening to Andrew Tate, where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
Perfect. Is there something wrong with being white?
Charlie, is there something wrong with a stick in your ass is what I'm asking.
I think that it should, by law, half of the NBA should be white.
Great, fine.
And the product would suck.
The Holy Spirit specifically brought me here to challenge you to a gentleman's fist fight right here in front of this whole crowd.
I would hate to hospitalize you in front of 2,000 people.
Just like Donald Trump, the first people that Nazis went after were trans people and immigrants. And you fail to see the parallels with that.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog.
So did Hitler. Are you a Nazi?
I am a man, and you are a man, and you'll look me in the eye like a man.
I could see that you're a struggling individual. How do black people not have access to a better life in America? What's preventing them?
What's preventing black people from having a better life in America?
Yes. What's preventing them?
Police.
How many genders are there?
How many society wants to decide?
So unlimited. Can I be a bobcat?
Free speech? Free speech?
I have the freedom of speech to boo you. That's right.
People hate Charlie Kirk because he simply speaks the truth, and there's no man out there who is more hated than he who speaks the truth.
My husband is mad at me because he walked in and he saw that I'm making breakfast, and I told him that this was for me and my daughter, and that if he wanted some, he needs to cook for himself. I told him I was not going out of my way to make breakfast for him. this is only for me and my daughter. Like, if you're that hungry, there's a McDonald's down the street, or there's eggs in the fridge and there's bacon and you can make it yourself. He's acting like this not cooking for him thing is brand new. I gave him a list of things that I don't do the day that we got married, and he was okay with it. So what's the problem now? I told him, if you don't want to cook, you could wait and see if there's any leftovers. If there's leftovers, go ahead and eat. If there's no leftovers, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to figure it out. But I am not gonna cook for you. It's not my job to cook for you. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, I'm doing scrambled eggs. He wants a fried egg. No, I'm sorry. That's too much work for me. I'm not gonna do it. Plus, he's so picky with his food that he might as well just cook it himself. So like that, he doesn't have nothing to complain about. I've been crying all morning long. My husband told me that I needed to pack my stuff and get the fuck out the house. So I have my bag and I'm about to start packing. I literally have nowhere to go. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Everybody in the comments was right. He does deserve somebody better. And I hope and pray that he finds someone better. I didn't know that me making that video was gonna, upset him so much. And it made him realize what kind of piece of shit woman I really am. I just don't know.
I agree with her. He deserves someone so much better. I blame him for choosing you. The freaking audacity to make a video about it. Stop crying and start packing, sweetheart. One of the reasons how feminism ruined relationships and marriages. Take a look.
Modern feminism is ruining women. They don't want families. They don't want... Listen to me. I will never be able to afford a house. I will never be able to afford a house. I am about to lose my health insurance because I make too much money now. The 40-hour work week was structured around the assumption that you would have somebody at home doing your domesticated labor for free. Cooking, cleaning, childcare. Even despite currently living in an economy that requires a 2-income household just to be comfortable. The upper class all organize to prevent affordable housing from being built in the first place. The only war that there is a class war. You are not frustrated with feminism or women. You are frustrated with late-stage capitalism.
My dick loves being a feminist because the way it sticks up for women. And gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
That does it. Woman, go and penetrate yourself because no man has time for your bullshit. You fucking ungrateful bitch.
What are you studying?
I am studying creative writing.
Going to a private institution for a degree that typically does not have the best return on investment.
But I have a passion for this kind of writing.
But
so
is the degree required?
Yes,
do you have a
maybe.
degree?
Yeah, I have a degree.
In?
Liberal math.
Hey, what can we get into?
I don't know. What can you get into?
What are you studying?
Graphic communications. It's a super basic art degree.
Okay, so unemployment. Got it. We built up $75,000 of student loan debt. Say the degree one more time.
I study Shakespeare.
Okay, Shakespeare. Lovely guy. What are you gonna do with that?
Well, that's such a complicated question.
Oh, no.
This is where you just have to say, we come from different worlds. You're not going to understand this.
What do you mean?
You won't understand the precarity and why it's really all right.
What do you mean though?
Your reaction there was I
studied music composition in college. I was in the College of Arts, School of Music, but I asked the job and you didn't know what to say.
So I have a lot of experience working at writing centers. Okay. So I could be there's availability for those kinds of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I also, something I really enjoy is working with people who are applying to college.